Welcome back to Automotive History through Diecast. I haven't posted a video in a week. I've been sick like everyone else in the world right now. But I'm feeling better. I got these two Zondas in from Whatnot, and it made me realize that this is one of my favorite castings, but I don't know a lot about these cars or the guy who created them. So I did some research, and I'd like to go through that with you. So I pause this, I'll open up these two, and we'll go through and talk about Horacio Pagani and how he went from a baker's son to a multi-millionaire car designer in his lifetime. All right, let me pause you. We'll open these up. All right, we're back. So I absolutely love the Pagani Zonda. I think it is just one of the most beautiful cars ever made. So I looked up Horacio Pagani's life, and he was born in 1955, November 10th, in a small town in Casadea. His father was a baker, and his son had no interest in baking, but he loved cars, and he especially loved Italian sports cars. He loved designing and drawing out cars. So his father would bring him home blocks of wood, and he would carve them into shapes of cars. So he would do that for most of his young years. And in 1969, when he was 15, he built his first motorcycle. And in 1970, when he was 17, he built his first car. Now, it was a kit car, and it was put together with multiple car parts, but he still had it up and running. Then he went off to college, and he went for designing of automobiles. And right out of college, he started his own company, and it was to build race cars for other people. And while he was doing this, he caught the attention of Renault, which was near his hometown. And they asked him to come and look at their race car because they didn't feel the aerodynamics and shape of it was right, that they could get more more speed out of their cars. So he went there, redesigned it, and it made a huge difference. And most people would be happy with that. I'm a car designer. I designed a car, and it works, and people love it. But he didn't see it that way. All his time at Renault taught him that what he wants to build, he can't build where he lives because it's all country roads. And no one's going to buy a car like that to go that fast because they can't. So in 1982, he moved to Italy with his wife. They didn't have much money. They actually lived in tents in a camp. And the only job he could get at Lamborghini, he tried Lamborghini, Ferrari, all of them, was a janitorial job. And he was always the first one there, the last one to leave. And he always asked questions. All the engineers loved him, loved to talk with him. He would get his job done, and then he would go and talk with the engineers and the people building the cars, always absorbing everything. And he finally worked his way up Lamborghini. And in 1980, he became chief engineer at Lamborghini and designed a little project called the Lamborghini Countach, which is quite interesting because the Countach is pretty much the most iconic Lamborghini there is, I would say. And that Countach caused Ferrari to make the F40 to keep up. So you could say Pagani was responsible for not only making his own cars, but for making two of the most influential supercars there have ever been. I think that's kind of an interesting tale to the story. So he made the Countach, and he was happy with it. But again, this sounds like a guy who is not happy with settling with where he is and taking the easy route. And he kept pushing them at Lamborghini. We need to make more carbon fiber parts. The future of the supercar is all carbon fiber. And all Lamborghini wanted to do was keep up with Ferrari. And Ferrari didn't have a carbon fiber machine, so they didn't feel that they needed it. So Horatio quit and bought himself a carbon fiber machine and started making parts for the exotic cars like Lambo and Ferrari. And he stored that money away. And in 1999, he made his first car, which was a Pagani Zonda, and he sold it for $250,000. His nickname was King of Carbon, and if you look at a Zonda, it is pretty much all carbon. It's the strongest, lightest weight material that you can build something out of. And over 3,000 parts that he puts into these cars, most of them he has designed himself and has made out of carbon fiber. So the kid who started as willing to start as a janitor at Lamborghini just to get his foot in the door now is worth $120 million, selling $2 to $3 million cars all year long. So not only is it a beautiful car, but it's an amazing story of a man who didn't settle for what was put in front of him and kept chasing his dream no matter how impossible or how much people told him it wasn't a good idea. So that's what I got on Pagani. I have a couple things I just want to show you. I got some money for Christmas and I bought what to me is my holy grail piece. I am a Mustang, or not a Mustang, a Grand National collector. So finding this, I've been looking at this for a while. It was a decent amount of money. I finally ponied up and bought it. So 9,300. I'm not sure how many white lightnings that would be. I'm guessing under 100. So I got to get a protector for this, but I'm really glad to have this in my collection now. I also did find the Matchbox Super Chase Ford GT40. I'm probably going to open that. I open all my Matchbox Super Chases. And then last but not least, I did find two mystery cars. Here is the Mercedes. Really nice deco. I like the light blue. And then there is the racing BMW, which I think looks pretty sharp too. All right, well, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you learned something, and I will see you on the next one.